All right, session 2 of the EXO Mountain Gear Backcountry Training Program. Focusing on lower body strength endurance today, as well as joint and connective tissue resiliency by carrying our pack. All right, we have a short warm-up we're gonna start off with, then we'll go into that lower body complex, and we'll finish off the session with a nice walk with our packs. The warm-up is gonna start with 3 rounds, and you're gonna have 4 different movements, one of which is a single mode, and you can either run or do step-ups. So we're gonna start off with 8 squats, heels shoulder width, toes slightly flared out, and we're simply gonna drop down into a normal body weight squat. It's fine if your hands come out in front of you for balance as you do this exercise. From there, we go right into the push-ups, hands directly under the shoulders, head and eyes neutral position. We're gonna drop all the way down, touch our chest. From there, we're gonna do the hydrant. The hydrant is basically just a hip exercise. I'm just taking one hand, one leg, come off the ground, and circle that hip, just like so. 4 reps on each side. We'll finish up with either a 100-meter run or 25 step-ups. For step-ups, we just use these basic little valve cover boxes right here that you can get from Home Depot. And a step-up basically looks like this, where I step up, both feet come to the top, change my legs, and go for 25 total steps or a 100-meter run. All right, for the lower body strength endurance complex we're gonna do today, something called the Rhino complex. Traditionally, we use a kettlebell for this, held in that front rack position. You guys can use your packs. Now, if you have access to kettlebells or dumbbells, other tools, you're more than welcome to use those tools, but we're showing and designing this program with the intent that you don't need much equipment to build a high level of fitness for backcountry hunting. All right, I like to go ahead and put the pack on, and I'll just simply hold the waist belt straps, okay? So my shoulder straps are kind of snug, but I'm just gonna hold these. I'm gonna be removing the pack about halfway through the complex. There's 4 movements, 2 of which you're gonna be externally loaded, 2 of which are just gonna be body weight, all right? For the Rhino complex, we're gonna be doing 5 rounds of 8 reps. And it's gonna be basically starting with the most difficult exercise and finishing with the least challenging or the easiest. So we'll start off with weighted jump squats. I simply hold my straps here, I drop into that squat, and I jump and extend. Now I'll link these movements together to ensure I'm training the eccentric phase of this as well. From there, I'll go right to regular squats. Holding those straps, keeping the pack nice and tight to my back. After my 8 reps, I'll simply remove the pack, go into unweighted squat jumps, 8 reps, and then into regular squats. So it's 8, 8, 8, and 8. First 2 with the pack, first 2 unloaded. You're always gonna start with a dynamic variation of the exercise, which is the jumping version, then the static version. 5 rounds, 8 reps, a minute rest between each round. All right, finishing off the session with what we call a ruck, which is basically just walking with your pack. Now, if you're a former military guy or a guy who's a really hard charger, likes to train really hard, keep in mind that the idea is that we want a very specific training session that's similar to what we're gonna experience in the backcountry. So we're not gonna worry about how fast we're moving. We're simply gonna carry the pack with a natural gait at a comfortably fast walk. That's all we're gonna do. So we don't want you to change the way you walk to run a certain distance in a certain time. Based on what level you choose is gonna dictate how much weight is in your pack. Now, as I mentioned in the written variation of this program, if you're planning on packing out an animal or packing camp into a long distance, you're gonna need to make an adjustment to this. Right? Walking at 15 to 25 to 35 pounds is not gonna adequately prepare you for that. So email me directly with questions in regards to how you can properly train that component of your programming. So basically, guys, you're gonna take the pack, you have a prescribed duration you're gonna walk for, put it on your back, get it comfortable, and go for a walk.